Hey, this is Mark Marshall with Anatomy of Tone. I'm checking out the Jam Octaurus pedal today from one of my favorite pedal companies in Greece, Jam. They have created an octave fuzz that is their own circuit. It's not really based off any of the other, or the two most popular octave fuzzes. I think it's a fantastic octave fuzz, and it solves a lot of problems I felt that other octave fuzzes have had. So they've done a really nice job here by giving us options for a voicing toggle to scoop it out a bit more, and also there's a clipping switch on here that allows you to choose between symmetrical and asymmetrical clipping, and it turns out it's really a versatile pedal. And a lot of times you might think an octave or fuzz octave pedal is kind of such a specialized effect, and it is, but I find myself using this way more than any other octave fuzz I've ever used. So I'm going to play some examples using two different guitars, one with single coils, one with humbuckers, and just walk through and let the room mic pick up what's happening. I'm not close micing the guitar amp and recording it and mixing it in my studio, only because I decided I want to give you some videos where it gives you an approximation of what it sounds like more in the room. And either way has its shortcomings, honestly, in representing a pedal, but I felt like this is how most people are going to hear it if they're trying it out or when they use it in the room. So I'm going to try to replicate that a little bit more, as opposed to getting it in my DAW and mixing it like I would on a mixing album, right? So this hopefully is a little bit more realistic. So let's check it out. Put the toggle switches down and just start at a moderate setting here and just hear what it sounds like with some single notes. Okay, and turn the top left, the voicing toggle switch up. I'm on the neck pickup on the Strat. I'm going to turn the clipping toggle switch up. So there's definitely a lot of variety happening there without even messing around with the knobs at all, right? Let's just try a couple other settings here. I'm just going to go back and play some maybe chords and toggle between the voicing switch. Definitely hear that additional mid-range and thicker sound that happens in the down as opposed to the up. There's a lot more mid-range there. So the upright could be really great for getting chunky rhythms happening. So I want to mess around with some other options on here. Get this really cool ring modulation sound as you start to roll back your volume knob a little bit. So if I just... you can almost hear that overtone, and if you play an interval that's not a perfect interval. Wow. Hear that dissonant interval on the bottom? right? And roll it back more and it accentuates some of those ring mods. This setting with the voicing up and the toggle down seems to bring out some more of that broken sound of the ring modulation and octave setting. I have this on like, what, 8 or so on my guitar. That's a cool sound right there that's happening. One of the things I love about playing with octaves, in particular this octave fuzz, is I can really get some nice, like, garagey sounds by playing power chords on the low strings. And you could play chords, say like a fifth, the power chord on, or dyad on the B and G strings. Right now on the bridge, just put on the neck. Can thicken it up and almost brings out a little bit more of that feedback nature of the sound, which I really happen to like a lot. I'm playing a full chord with it now. If you're digging this video, please subscribe and like my channel. Leave a comment if you would. Helps me out with the algorithms. Now I'm playing through this 1961 reissue SG Custom with Gemini pickups, Mercury 1 humbuckers in it. These are really my favorite humbuckers. They're absolutely incredible. And let's just see what it sounds like. I'm going to start on kind of like a bridge tone here. It's interesting because you could really, not only are you sonically hearing the difference, but you can feel the difference when you start changing through these modes and what is working best with how fast your pick attack is and the type of music you're trying to play. I want to experiment with rolling the volume knob back on the SG. The humbuckers are definitely giving me more octave and ring modulation effects with the volume full up than I was getting out of the single coils in the Stratocaster. It's like, you hear the major third on top of there. I'm just playing a fifth. All right, well, there you have it. There's me just getting a few sounds with the Jam Octaurus. Of course, you can conjure a lot more interesting sounds out of it yourself just by how you use it with the music that you create and what do you feed into it, right? And that's what's fascinating about an octave fuzz pedal, and particularly this one, is how you feed it changes the end result in a quite interesting way. So check it out, and until next time, you can find me on the web, anatomyoftone.com.